Jack, day two.
Yes, sir.
Good day one. We get to start off day two with one of my favorites.
Another legend.
Yeah, man, I grew up watching these dudes, man. A L.A. kid. We were talking about this because we had Coop yesterday. I mean, how many L.A. kids get to play for the biggest team in the city and win championships and just kind of have one of those historical careers? And our guest today got to do that, man.
At home.
At the crib. Welcome to the show, Byron Scott.
Right on, bro.
B, we appreciate you, man.
Appreciate y'all.
So, B, you were Stak's coach his rookie season. And from what I've heard over the years, there was a little bit of funk at some point. What was the what was the? I mean, we're here on all the smoke, and y'all are good now. But what was the? I'm gonna start with you, Jack. What was the disconnection you think with coach at some point your rookie year?
Well, for me, first, if I said anything, Byron, in the past that offended you, I apologize. I've grown up. I'm a man now. But at the time, I was hurt because I just came back out the rookie All-Star game, and I had just fought to get into the league, for 3-4 years, going through overseas and stuff. And when I came back from All-Star, I just didn't play. And I never understood why. We never had a conversation about it. I never understood why. And, not understanding and being a young guy that was working to get to the NBA, then I make the rookie All-Star game when I first get in. Now I come back and I'm just not playing from starting. Like, I didn't know what to think. I'm young. So for a long time, I held some hate for you because I felt like, damn, I never got an explanation. Like, when he gave me the opportunity, like, I praised him because he's giving me a chance to start my first game in the NBA. Like, I started that game, and how I showed you that I appreciated that. You know what I'm saying? But then to not play when I came back, I never understood why, and I never got a chance to ask you why.
And kind of like what you just said, Jack. Anything I did back in those days, I apologize as well because I've grown up and I was a head coach. You know what I'm saying? And Jack, this is how this whole thing started from the get-go, just how he made the team. We had open runs my first year as coaching Jersey, right?
How old are you at this point?
36.
I wasn't even supposed to be there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm 36. I'm young, right?
Yeah, bro.
I still got player mentality. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Matt, so we got open runs, and I don't know if Jack remember Ed Stefanski.
Ed Stefanski.
Ed Stefanski, right? After 2 days, I said, Ed, who the hell is that? He said, oh, that's Steven Jackson. I said, where he come from?
But I wasn't even supposed to be there. I wasn't supposed to be there.
I never seen him. He wasn't supposed to be at the runs. The list of names I had, his name wasn't on there. So I'm like, well, where the hell did he come from? He said, oh, well, he came out of high school. It didn't work out. I think Phoenix or somebody.
I got
so
drafted.
He went overseas. And so I said, well, invite him back. He keeps coming back. I said, man, we got to bring him to camp. He was like, you serious? I said, hell yeah, bring him to camp. He started the first game.
My first ever NBA game, bro.
Invite from pickup
runs. From an invite, from pickup games to an invite to starting the first game. Now, we had a bunch of injuries, too. We had a bunch of guys that were hurt. Yeah, we had a bunch of guys that were hurt. And not taking anything away from Jack, because he started the first game. And once we came back from the All-Star break, those guys started getting healthy.
Johnny Newman.
Yeah.
And see, but as a youngster, I didn't understand that.
And you know what? As a young coach, what I should have done.
Explain it.
Exactly. What I should have done, Jack, is took you to the side after the All-Star break and said, look, you've done a hell of a job. You've been playing extremely well, but I got to see these guys play.
Because when I was a vet, I understood it.
You know what I'm saying? Because I got to make changes. I got to figure out who's going to be here the next year and who's not.
Especially because those guys are making money too.
And they're making money.
You're on a rookie.
And
we had Jim McIlvain too.
Yeah, we had so many guys. Right? So, and it wasn't that Rod Thorne, who was our president of basketball operations, told me you got to play these guys. I just knew I had to play. I got to see what we got for next year.
Yeah.
I got to see who I got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Kendall Gill came in.
And it was Kenyon first year.
Kenyon's first year.
Yep.
Kendall Gill came in when I had my season meeting with everybody. And like I said, I should have approached Jack and talked because he was 19, 20 years old.
I was a baby.
So when he wasn't playing, he would come to practice and he was pissed. And I understood that.
Remember when I first got there, I went to Byron like a little kid because I first got there, my grandfather had died. As soon as I got there, I was a kid, bro. I was still a kid.
Yeah. So I mean, as much as you say, things, I could have handled it a lot better, but I was young as shit too. You know what I'm saying? I was my first year coaching.
36 is young.
36 years old as a head coach.
That was your first year?
That was my first year. That was my
Didn't
first
even know
year.
that.
So
Didn't even
I
know
look
that.
back on it and I said, man, you know what I should have did, which I did later on because you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
Is that I should have took Jack to the side and said, listen, this is what's going on. I got to find out. So you just keep doing your thing. You keep practicing, keep doing what you're doing. Coming to practice with a great attitude. And if I would explain that to him, I think
probably would have shut down.
Yeah, it would have been a lot different. But he shut down. And Kenyon was a rookie. And Kenyon was like, I got him, coach. I got him. And we had one practice where he really shut down. And I said, Jack, just go in the locker room and get shit on, man. Get out of here. But
Kenyon
man,
wasn't
again,
helping, dog. Because him and Steph was like this.
Yeah.
Him and
so-
Steph was like this.
Yeah, me and Steph was
Button
button
heads?
head.
What?
Wait,
Yeah.
you and Steph or Kenyon
No,
and Head?
Steph and Kenyon.
Yeah.
Oh, were they?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Button head.
Boy.
So Kenyon was trying to be the calm one, and you know Kenyon ain't the calm
Nah.
one. He's trying to be the calm one and keep everybody together. And he was like, I got him. I got Jack, coach. I said, okay. So that particular day when I just looked at Jack, I said, Jack, go in the
get out
locker room,
here.
get your shit on, get out of here.
Yeah.
And I looked at Kenyon, he just looked at me, he did like this.
And I didn't know
so-
I didn't know I'd be a professional then. I
Right.
was still
So
young.
it was a two-way street.
Yeah.
And like you said, we both gotten older. We both grown.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, my biggest mistake was I wish I could go back and say, let me take him to the side and explain the situation.
And I still hold that appreciation. Nothing has changed with you giving me the opportunity when nobody else did and allowing me to start my first NBA game. So I will forever appreciate you for that. Go ahead, I'm good.
So that offseason, Marbury for J Kidd,
Yeah.
and then fast forward the 2003 finals, Nets versus Spurs, young Stacky versus old team. What's going through your head because like I said, you on your young bullshit, so it's all payback in your mind.
But let me say this. Even though it was 2 years, because the first year I was on injured list when I left, and the second, third year I played in 2003. So I had a little time to grow in that San Antonio Spurs system for 2 years. I was learning how to be a professional. I was around Steve Smith. I was going to church with David Robinson. So I was starting to grow up a little bit. So that's how I ended up being in the starting lineup. I was learning how to be a professional. So I just wanted to just play well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's your old team, but I just wanted to play well. You know what I'm saying? That's all I was focused on.
So that's your third year coaching?
Yeah.
Third year coaching, you find yourself in the NBA finals. Like what's going? Oh, you
That's
back
2
to
in a
back
row,
years.
back to
We
back.
went back to back. Yeah, we went San Antonio,
Yep.
then we went to Lakers.
Yeah.
So you as a player, you've experienced that as a player. Now you're experiencing this from a coach's point of view. Like what's your mindset and what's your preparation and thinking like in the finals?
Well, you know what? It's funny because I think the first finals we got to was the Lakers. And
That was ugly.
it was ugly, man. 'Cause we had, hey, Jack, you know, we had no answer for Shaq.
Yeah.
You know, we had guys that could guard Kobe. They can't stop Kobe,
Yeah.
but they can make it tough on Kobe and make, you know, he's still going to get 25, 30. But
Was it McCullough?
yeah, I was like, nah, this.
Look at that.
I was like,
Look
this
at that
ain't-
where he
this
dunked
ain't-
on the-
Yeah,
he
and
dunked
I was at the crib.
He dunked on the whole team.
Yeah,
Hey, you had Big Aaron.
But he was,
Yeah.
Shaq, Shaq was so dominant, it was unbelievable. So I knew he was in trouble because I told the team, you know, before the game, I said, this is something that you guys have never experienced. So when we come out, make sure you're focused on the game, you know, because we had the Staples Center, right? So the guys come out, me and my coaching staff, we walk out about the 3-minute mark instead of 2-minute mark. And I'm standing there and I'm watching our guys warm up and I'm going, man, we about to get the shit beat out of us. Because they were like,
Looking around.
Deer in headlights.
man.
You
I
know
was
that
like,
LA
we
effect
about to get the
firsthand.
shit- Yeah, I
Yeah,
said, we
you know
about to
that
get the shit beat out of us, right? And they went up by 25 so fast. You know, for the rest of the game, we played even. But, you know, they swept us in that series. But we really played well for 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters. We just couldn't, we had nothing for Shaq. You know, and when you guys both know, when he come ready to play,
It's over.
there's nothing you can do. We double teamed him, we triple teamed him, and it was just nothing we could do. And we were just outmanned. They just had a much better basketball team. But it was great for me to be able to take a team back to LA, where I'm from,
To the
and to
finals.
be in the finals.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? As a coach. You
Yeah.
know, so that was a very proud moment for me.
Yeah, and then the following year, you find yourself right back in the finals. Now you're against Tim Duncan and the Spurs.
We're against Jack and and Tim Duncan and those guys.
And
you know,
J. Kidd was on the
And
mission
J.
that
Kidd,
year, too.
yeah.
He was on the mission that
yeah,
year.
and
He was
J. Kidd
killing
had
that year.
an unbelievable season. You know, probably should have got MVP.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Him and Tim was right there. Him and Tim was right there for that.
And we gave them a fight, you know, but they again, you know, when you got, you know, Jack and Ginobili, you know, their wing players were so good. Tony Parker.
Was that Robinson's last year?
Yep, Davis last year.
And then you got Tim Duncan.
He was lights out.
Yeah,
Tim was lights out.
Again, you could guard certain guys. You can't stop them. You can make it hard on them, as we tried to do. But San Antonio was such a great team. So we knew, it was 4-2 in that series. And Pop, who I got so much respect for as a coach, just unbelievable coach. He is one of those coaches that still to this day is still old school in his mentality as far as discipline, doing shit the right way. And if you don't, you sit down.
That's what I tell him. I say Pop is more of a coach. He's more like a leader.
Yeah.
Because he leads the whole organization. And so even if the team is not good enough, you come into that season believing you win in the championship. Right. That's just a feel around the whole organization, and he started that.
Right.
Obviously, all three of us being former players, we're always for the player empowerment. But my question is, I think the player empowerment is a little out of hand at this point. From a from a coaching standpoint, I mean, you came up under Riley and people like that, and I'm sure you implemented some of your game and his coaching philosophy into your principle as far as a coach from the early 2000s to now. How do you think coaching has changed? Because you can win and still get fired.
Yeah.
Now
you have. As a coach in the NBA now, you have no authority whatsoever. I truly
That's
believe
crazy to say.
I truly believe that. And like you guys said, we've all been former players. That coach was a position that you respected.
Yep.
And it demanded respect.
Yep.
And coaches say you do. It was that simple. And we've all come from that line, that old school type mentality. I think the entitlement of players today to be able to make suggestions or changes. I don't even call it suggestions. Basically, if players say, "Well, I don't want to play with that guy. I want this guy on my team." You got the president of basketball operation or the GM or the owner going to get that player. So I think it's totally changed, and I think that's one of the main reasons that the viewership is down in the NBA. It's because of not only the style of play, because it's threes or dunks or layups. There's no mid-range. There's no creativity. There's no the movement offensively. It's one guy with the ball, 90% of the time, and you stand around and you watch him play. That's not attractive for fans to watch. And us as basketball players, we would never want to play that way.
Right.
It's always been about five guys being able to have a touch of the ball at least.
That's it. Just let me touch that. I ain't got to shoot. Let me touch that.
Yeah, you ain't got to shoot it.
Just let me touch it.
At least let me touch it. Let me feel like I'm a part of the offense of what's going on. So I think right now with the way the NBA is game, and I'm with you, Jack. I mean, Matt, I'm with you as far as player empowerment. I think that's something that we all, wish we had at that particular time. But I think now it's overboard. I think it's going crazy. I think, the prisoners are running an asylum right now. That's the bottom line.
And I think you hit it on the head too, because especially now more than ever, younger kids that kind of think different but are making so much money. If you can't get that respect, you don't stand a chance.
No,
you don't stand a chance.
You don't. And I think again, one of the reasons for me at least, coaching, that I'm like I couldn't coach in this area right now, because I'll be ready to fight. You disrespect me, dog. We gonna fight.
Yeah.
And to go what y'all was saying about touches, do y'all remember when we was playing? The first 2 or 3 plays used to go to the big man. Inside. Like, go and get him his touches early, because if the game get to high speed, he might not get up the court a couple times.
Right. You got to keep him happy.
Yep, exactly.
Let him touch the ball first, the first 2 or 3 plays, like you said, and then let's see how they play it.
Yeah.
And then let's do what we do.
Yeah.
But, the biggest question, I had a guy, and I'm not going to throw him, put him on blast, but in Cleveland, I was like, we're doing this today. Well, why? I said, first of all, you can't question me. And this dude was like a first or second year player. I said that's first of all.
Crazy.
First of all, you can't question me. I said, second of all, this is what we did, and I won championships. I said, third of all, when you win a championship, then you can ask me a fucking question.
Yeah. Or give your input.
Yeah. And I'm not going to even ask you for your input. You in your first year, second year. You ain't won shit. I ain't even asking you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, my last 2 years with the Lakers, I had our boy. I had Kobe beating Bryant, And Kobe would come to practice sometimes and just go off on these guys. And y'all know Kobe. He would just go off, And then there were days I was like, man, don't even come to practice. You done everything and seen everything. Don't need your practice, right? But just the entitlement that they felt they had to be able to even ask a question about why we doing this today.
Crazy.
I was like, dog, you better go over there. You better go over there.
Right.
right now. You better talk to press or somebody else.
We talked to somebody last night that's coaching in this system, and that's one of the things he said to us. He was like, man, it's hard to coach these kids because they too sensitive.
Yeah.
They can't really take
and
it.
That's the other thing, Jack. You can't get on them, you know, because they take it as, like you said, they call the agent.
Yeah.
The agent called the gym.
That's
like,
just what he said.
Yeah,
That's
they
just
call
what he
the
said,
agent.
too.
You know, I made a change in lineup. You know, when I was with the Lakers, I said, you know what, you guys have been given this position, but you didn't earn it, so I'm gonna make a change. You know, we were on the road. I got to the room. Mitch Kupchak had called me already. I was like, what the fuck? He said, so I heard you making a change because I was like, hey, Mitch, are you serious? You know, so the sensitivity that these guys have that you can't teach them. You know, you can't jump on their ass because they're gonna go crying to their, you know. Back in our day, you jump on, okay, all right.
Got to
gotta
deal
take
with it.
that.
Yeah, now I'm gonna come back the next day even harder.
Yeah, you might want to fight. You might want to fight one of your teammates, but you had to listen to the coach.
Right.
That's what it was.
So it's just a different time, different.
Yeah.
But it's a guy over there that's ready to listen. That's just as good as you. That's ready to come in. You know what I'm saying? So you better straighten up. That's what we had. They don't feel
they don't have that.
Nah, they ain't looking over their shoulder.
They don't have that.
Everybody getting $100 million. Why I'm looking over my
also
shoulder
got to
for?
think too. A lot of times in practices where you could steal minutes or compete, or the second you could have a team that's going to the Western and Eastern Finals, or even going, but that second team is busting their ass in practice, and that's how guys used to get minutes and steal minutes. But they don't even practice no more. They don't practice no more. You know what I mean?
My first year, you know, Pat Riley would play me spot minutes. You know, because again, I'm coming to a team that's a championship caliber team. And for 4 games, I didn't play a lick. And Bill Burka, he was like, B, just hang in there. I said, Burke, I'm good. You know, this practice is my game. I'm gonna come ready every day. You know, because when I get that opportunity, I'm gonna be ready for it, right? And we had a 2-game losing streak, and Ralph said, I'm gonna change the lineup. He put me in the lineup. And when he put me in the lineup, you know,
for who?
For Mike McGee.
Okay.
Put me in the lineup. I said, Mike, you'll never get this spot back.
It's over.
This shit is mine now. You'll never get this spot back, right? And that's how I approached it.
Yes, sir.
You know, but you know, I wasn't crying. I wasn't calling my agent. And, you know, man, I ain't played the last 4 games. Okay, you take it like a man, and you get your ass better in the gym.
Strap up.
Speaking of that team, we had your brother Coop on the show yesterday.
man.
You guys just gathered for his ceremony, keeping tradition alive. What is that? I mean, you came up in an era, and obviously we caught a little bit of it, but as far as teams staying together for the long haul, you maybe add a piece or here or there, but guys were spending their entire careers, or at least a majority of their careers, on one team. You happen to spend a majority of your career on a great team, and you guys follow tradition, and you guys got together. Was it last summer or 2 summers ago?
2 summers ago.
2 summers ago. What does that brotherhood of that Showtime team mean to you?
Everything, man. I mean, you know, to this day, that brotherhood is still strong. You look at some of these other teams that played back in those eras, they can't stand each other. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as great as Chicago was, you got Scotty and, you know, kind of, I can't say Michael because Michael ain't said really nothing.
Hey, Scotty been tripping, bro.
Scotty done went off, you know.
A couple times.
I was even like, Scotty been on here smoking with y'all or something?
Hey, man, yeah. Nah,
What the hell?
I think he do, but it ain't the same shit we smoking.
It ain't what y'all
Yeah, it ain't what we smoking.
But you look at our team in the 90s and 80s, you know, we still tight, man. You know, we had a Showtime reunion, and Magic wanted everybody that won a championship with him in the 80s to be there, and that's almost 40 people, right? 40 players. I think 36 showed up.
Wow.
You know, and the 4 that didn't, it was, you know, just reasons they couldn't come. You know, so it shows how close we still are as a group, you know, and the majority of us still live here in LA, so we still get together and things of that nature. I just spent, you know, New Year's Eve and brought in the New Year's with Coop, you know, him and Yvonne and my wife, and we had a great time. But it's nothing like having that type of fellowship and that brothership that we had. You know, we went to wars together, man. We won championships. We lost championships. You know, we have a history together that's you can't replace. You know, so I think we all still enjoy getting together and talk about the good old days and how fun it was. And then sometimes we talk about this era now. We're like, man, these dudes now.
You'll never get it.
It's a trip, you know. But it's just great to have that type of friendship with the guys that I played with.
Is it a team that has more Hall of Famers on it than that Showtime team? Besides, the Celtics, yeah.
Well, my rookie year, I played with 6.
6 Hall of Famers.
I played with 6
On one team.
yeah, on one team. And that ain't counting Rouse. You know, that's not counting the coach, and that's not counting Jerry West.
That's 6.
That's
on
not
one
counting
team.
Bill Sharp. You know what I'm saying? I played with Kareem, Magic, James, Coop, Silk, Bob McAdoo. I had
one
6 on my team, my rookie year.
That's crazy.
It was Hall of Famers. So I don't know if there's another team that has
that many. Yeah.
What do you?
brutal. We going after each other, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the great thing about practice, because Coop would guard Magic, and Coop would pick him up 94 and talk shit the whole game. You know, and if we lost, because it was gold against blue, so Coop was the blue, that was the second unit. And so if Coop's unit would beat us, you know, and Rouse said, all right, practice over. Max said, oh, hell no, we got to go again. So we go again, we beat them, now it's 1-1. Rouse would leave, we play another one.
Yeah.
We play another
that's
one. You know,
hard.
we can't go 1-1. We
Right.
somebody got
Somebody's
to
gotta
win.
win.
Right?
Yeah.
So our practices were so damn hard, the games was easy. You know, games was easy.
What do you miss as a player? Obviously, playing is one thing, and I think a piece of everybody misses that. But
Yeah.
I always say, like, the locker room, the bus rides, the
camaraderie.
planes, just the kicking it and talking shit. And you guys had, like you said, you had Magic, who was a character, and then you had Cap, who was kind of reserved, and then you had such a mixture of personalities. What were some of those funner times for you guys, like off the court?
Yeah, and I was like the class clown. You know, I was I was the one that was imitating people and doing all kind of other crazy shit. It was great, man. I mean, we hung out together. We went to movies together. Rouse would do these parties for just the team and the wives and everything. So I miss that more than anything. I mean, we all miss the competition,
game, right,
getting
right,
out
right.
and playing, or you know, playing against some of the best players in the world. We miss that competition, but I really miss the camaraderie that we had. You know, like you said, the locker rooms, the bus rides, me, Magic, and Coop always going to the movies on the road everywhere we went. The family gatherings that Pat Riley would make, he made it a family atmosphere. You know, so that all that stuff matters. That's what I miss more than anything.
Yeah, no. You know what I love about StockX? They know the sneaker game. Whether you're looking for those player exclusives from last night's game or trying to grab the latest Travis Scott drop.
And with their market data, you always know the real value of your collection. I promise you, StockX is where it's at.
When I found out we were partnering with StockX, I jumped on the app and went crazy. I got the Air Max 97s,
Nice.
Nike Shox R4, Air Max 95s. I got some Huaraches. So jump on StockX.com right now and join the millions that already know.
This that next level collection building right here. StockX. Now you know. This episode is brought to you by Captain Morgan, America's #1 spiced rum. This is the season where underdogs rise, brackets break, and every shot can turn players into legends. Some stories are written on the court with buzzer beaters and game-winning plays. But other stories are made off the court, when you and your crew follow the captain within and turn every party into legendary moments. So grab your crew, grab a captain and cola, and make it a story worth telling. Because legends start when you follow the captain. Visit followthecaptain.com for more. Please drink responsibly. Captain Morgan Original Spiced Rum, 35% alcohol by volume. Captain Morgan Rum Company, New York, New York. Morningside High, a mile from the Forum.
Yeah.
Talk about your young life and high school life growing up in Inglewood.
Well, growing up in Inglewood, if y'all know Inglewood a little bit, Inglewood wasn't no joke.
Yeah.
You know,
Still ain't no joke.
ain't no joke. But you know, Inglewood wasn't no joke. So I mean, we had to go to school. We would walk to school 7, 8 deep because we had to deal with the Crips and Bloods.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if they caught you by yourself or with one of the guys, something like that, you know. So we rolled down. We would pick each other up, and then as we walked down the hill to Morningside, you know, we'd be 7, 8 deep. So most of the time, we didn't even get approached by the gang members, you know. The thing that was a trip, though, once I got to my senior year at Morningside High School, and we would be walking around. We got surrounded one day by some Crips because one of my boys yelled blood out, you know, just being an asshole.
Not even knowing.
And they turned around, and they jumped out the car. It's like 8 of them, 6 of us. And they just kind of got in a little circle, and we was like, dog, we gonna throw down and see what happens. You know, we didn't worry about getting shot.
No,
you know,
back then, y'all fought. It was hands.
You didn't worry. You got your ass kicked. Or you didn't.
Yeah,
it was
one or the
hands.
other.
But one of the guys said, that's that kid that played basketball at Morningside High School.
He recognized you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, man, word up. You keep doing your thing. They bounced. No. So they did back in those days. If you was an athlete,
You got passed.
and they was like, man, he could.
Let him
you
go.
know, let him go.
Yeah.
You know, but growing up in Inglewood, you know, it was that type of atmosphere that you had to deal with. You know, so most of my boys, we all played sports, and we all thought, you know, this is our only way out of here. You know, it's basically getting a basketball, football, baseball scholarship. You know, but we rolled deep just to try to protect each other, but we were all into the sports, dog. That's all we was into. So I loved growing up in Inglewood because of the fact that I had all my boys there as well.
Any other legendary athletes or SoCal athletes grow up with you?
Eldon Campbell, Lisa Leslie.
Elder
Okay.
Lisa Leslie, Elder Campbell, okay.
You know, Jay Humphrey. Jay Humphrey I was on 6th Avenue and on 104th. He was on 8th Avenue. You know, so we had some guys in the hood that, you know, they could ball, and, you know, we all tried to look out for each other.
You was 18 years old when the Lakers drafted Magic. Was the Laker people, what was it like back then when they first drafted Magic?
Oh, it was crazy. It was soon as he got drafted, you know, the expectations in LA went high. You know, because I think we were just a good team in LA after that time, because Jerry West and all those guys that kind of left. Wilt Chamberlain, you know, they won that one year in '69 or '72, something like that, when they had the 33-game winning streak, and they just had a great team. But when Magic came back, when Magic got drafted, the excitement in LA became real again. And like you said, Jack, I was at Arizona State, you know, watching them, you know, play at Michigan State against Indiana State, which is still one of the most viewed college games ever.
Yep.
Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, right? And I watched this guy, and I was like, there's no way in hell this guy is a point guard at 6'9". But I got to watch him, and I was like, oh my God,
He is a point guard at 6'9".
Yeah, I was like, I've never seen nothing like that. Because back in our day at 6'9", you playing
down low.
power forward.
Somewhere.
Yeah, you inside.
You ain't bringing the ball up. You playing down low somewhere, right?
That's crazy.
So he brought all the excitement back to LA, and then obviously his rookie year, the smile, the charisma, and everything.
Took
People
over.
just fell in love with him. Yeah.
Speaking of ASU, you got your jersey retired, number 11 retired, and after 37 years, went back and got your degree.
Yeah.
How'd it feel?
That was one of my biggest accomplishments, you know, because I had promised my mom I would do that. You know, and I forgot all about it, to be honest with you. I thought, you know, I done won championships, I made a little money. You know, my mom on her deathbed reminded me.
Wow.
She's like, you promised me you were going to go back and get your degree. And so I had to go ahead. I had to go do it.
Online, or did you actually go back to
I had
campus?
to go online because at that time the pandemic had struck.
Okay.
So I said, well, this is the perfect time to do it.
Yeah,
You know, so I
downtime.
went back online. Had some classes that were Zoom classes that I had to take and everything, which was a trip because the teachers would be like, I would be on the Zoom class. Jack, teacher was like, so you Byron Scott?
Yeah.
I was like, yes, ma'am. Okay, my husband would go crazy right now, but we got a class to do, so we're going to do this class. But yeah, I had promised my mom I was going to do it. So 37 years later, went back, got my diploma. One of my proudest moments.
Hopefully one day I get there.
You can do it.
You got to start with high school. And then college. What you mean?
You know I got my high school. Cut it out.
You got the GE. I don't know about the D.
I got a real one.
Jack, you can do it, bro. You can do it, man.
I got a question though,
serious.
B. Was it Pac-10 back then?
Yeah. It was Pac-8.
Pac-8.
And then when I signed to come to Arizona State, they had just moved there a year or two prior to that, so it became the Pac-10.
So, but you're the babyface pretty boy back then. I know Arizona State was cracking, and then we'll also get obviously to the Laker lifestyle. But what was ASU like back then? Because I remember at UCLA, we went and I don't even mean no disrespect, but we went and the dude named Curtis Millich, solid little player, but just looked like a gremlin. He had like 3 bad ones after the game. I'm like, damn, this is what Arizona State is like. Like, what was off the court life like back at Arizona State?
It was fun. Let's just keep it at that. I had
a good time,
I
right?
had a real good time.
Yeah,
Jack, you know
I
what I'm
heard
saying?
Arizona
So,
State was fun, man.
Yeah, it was like seven girls to every guy at ASU at the time.
Yeah, man.
So,
See? Yeah, that's
yeah,
what
I
I'm
got
talking
my
about.
7 plus somebody else's and
Yeah.
a couple other people
I
probably.
can-
But
yeah.
let's just leave it at that.
Let
I
us
had
all-
a good time at ASU.
Yeah, I just needed you to stamp it. All right, that's all I needed.
I had a good 3 years out there.
1983, 4th overall pick.
Yeah.
but you're going down south a little bit more to the San Diego Clippers.
Yeah.
Initial thoughts with that before you find out you're traded to the Lakers?
Initial thoughts was I was happy. Number one, I'm in the
Still
NBA.
in Cali, yeah.
First off.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, I just wanted to get to the NBA. That's the, as I told players later on, easy part is getting drafted. The hardest part is staying in that league for 10, 12, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So being drafted by the Clippers, I was like, well, you know, good thing is it's not too far from home. You know, my mom and dad, my family, they can come down to San Diego and watch me play. So my initial reaction was like, this is cool. I'm good.
Okay. Had you been prior, high school days or maybe even college days, been to the Forum to watch a game?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the first time like as a Laker now stepping on that floor?
Oh, it was surreal because, again, those were the situations I dreamed about, you know, playing in the Forum. But I didn't know my first year. I thought 4 or 5 years. My whole plan, to be honest with you, was like, I'm going to get drafted by somebody else because the Lakers can't draft and they winning. So they're going to be way down there at the 20-something, level. So I'm going to be drafted in that 10, somewhere in there. And I'm going to play for this team, and then 4 years later, I'm going to be with the Lakers.
Oh, that was your plan?
That was my plan.
That's crazy.
I'm going to sign with the Lakers as a free agent, So to get traded to the Lakers my rookie year and be able to put the uniform on and go out on the court, I was like, this is unbelievable, So it was a dream come true.
You go to the finals 4 times in your first 5 seasons.
Yeah.
That's insane. 3-1 record.
Yeah.
84 lose to Boston in 7. 85 beat Boston in 6. 87 beat Boston in 6, and then 88 beat Pistons in 7. Some people never make it. Your first 5 years, you're in there 4 times. Like, are you pinching yourself, or you just going out there and hooping every night and just like, hey, we got to continue to stack these titles?
I think it was a little bit of both. Bob McAdoo, my rookie year, we lost, like you said, to Boston. In the game that they clothesline, Kurt Rampus, Kevin McHale took him out, changed the whole complexity.
But
of
no
that
one,
series.
not to cut you off, no one got even kicked out that game, right?
No, it was
That's
just foul.
fucking crazy.
Get up, shoot, get up, shoot your free throws.
Right.
Bench is clear. Everybody go back to the bench. Rambo went after him. And that's
Who pushed him? Was it Coop?
It was James.
James pushed him.
James. He said, I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
Yeah.
I just pushed him. I should have let him go.
Right.
Which he should have.
Yeah.
And then the game starts back, but we forgot about the game. We all suddenly start thinking about getting his ass back.
Mental.
We want to get them back for that for the physicality that they played at that game at that time. The way he took him out, we thought that was just a cheap shot. So we really forgot about playing the game of basketball. That's why I feel we lost that series. The next year we came back and we was like, we're going to play any style they want to play. If they want to play physical, we're going to play that style.
I was prepared this time.
We were really prepared, And so much that, at the end of that series, or even middle of that series, they were talking about how physical we were, and they complaining that we're doing, we're having cheap shots and all this shit, right?
Fuck out of here.
So it was a changing of the guards in that sense. But that second year, my second year, we win the championship in '85. And Bob McAdoo summed it up perfect in the locker room. We're celebrating. He said, "You a lucky motherfucker." It's just, I was just like, "You a lucky motherfucker." I said, "Why you say that, dude? You know how many years it took me to get a championship?" Because McAdoo was a leading scorer in the league and everything. He was putting up numbers. You know how many years it took me to get a championship? Your ass get one in your second year, and you've been to the finals 2 straight. It hit me right then that he's right.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm lucky because my first 2 years, I'm in the finals. My next 4 years, I'm in the finals 3 more times. And I realized that just doesn't happen to anybody. You got to be blessed to be put in a situation to even get there. And I was there 4 out of 5 years. I was like McAdoo said, I was blessed. I didn't take it for granted, believe me.
Yeah. Larry Bird, legendary player, but legendary shit talker too. Talk to us about Larry, his game, and his shit talking.
Look, Larry Bird was first of all, I don't think we give him enough credit
For how good he was.
for how great that dude was, man. Larry Bird was the real shit.
Everybody say that, man.
People, in the story about him telling, Doug Moe, you better put a black guy on me. All that shit's true. Because he was like, you disrespected me putting a white guy on me. Ain't no white guy can guard me. You better put a brother on me. I mean, that's how he was.
And then some of the brothers couldn't
And they
do
couldn't
it.
do nothing with him. The only one that could was Coop.
Yeah.
He said Coop was the only one that could really guard him. He called him the best defensive player he's ever seen, right?
Yeah.
And that's big time. But Larry would talk mucho shit during the game. He'd tell you where he's going. He catch it, shoot it, and then you jump it. He tell you, man, you jump high, but you don't jump that damn high. He was just the biggest trash talker that I've ever seen. But I think in the 30 for 30, I even said, I said, but I guess it ain't trash talking if you're backing it up.
Right, facts.
You know what I'm saying? He's telling you what he gonna do, and he's doing it. So I guess it's just him being a prophet and telling you exactly what he's gonna do.
It's a
and
warning.
when he's gonna do it. So
warning shots.
Yeah, Larry Bird was one of the greatest players I've ever seen.
Where is he in the hierarchy of the game? Because I think you said he's someone who gets looked over for some reason. Maybe because he is white, or maybe because he wasn't athletic, but he had all the game in the world. Where is he at kind of in the hierarchy on the all-time list? Top 10, top 20,
I think
top
he
15?
Be in the top 10.
Definitely top 10.
He got to be in the top 10. And I think, like you said, he's overlooked. I think, just like anything else, time has a way of just
Forgetting the past.
Making people forget about the past. And if you go back and you ask guys, I'm 60 now, 63, but if you go back 20 years now, when I was 40, you ask guys about Larry Bird, they'll tell you, and brothers at the barbershop, oh, that's a bad white boy.
Yeah.
They give you props. That's a bad white boy right there, right?
The baddest.
So if you go way back, he probably would be in the top 10. But I think right now, today's game and today's world, the way we're talking about players right now, definitely top 10.
Where did so Coop said that high socks and wristbands came from his grandmother not really being able to see him when he finally got to play in the high school game of the week.
I mean, Coop was that damn black?
See, Jack, I was thinking the same thing. If whatever color uniform he got on, how can you not see him? I know the games are at night, but damn, they're still in the building that's pretty lit up. You know what I'm saying?
Coop, you got gold uniforms and you got to put on white to be seen? That's crazy, Coop. That's crazy.
I asked him the same thing. Wait a minute, you wasn't black enough that you didn't stand out in the first place?
Crazy.
I don't understand it, but okay.
Where'd your biker shorts come into play?
Bike shorts came into play because I just thought the damn shorts were just too damn small. I was like, man, you'll be seeing my ass cheeks up. These things are just too small. So I decided to wear the bike shorts, because I asked Gary Vee, I said, do we got, purple and gold? He was like, no, we only got blue. I was like, well, I'm gonna wear these. Instead of the jock, give me these. I'm gonna wear these. Put my shorts on. I said, because these shorts just too damn small.
That became a style for a minute.
Yeah,
though.
it was dope.
And I had the wristband
right here. You was trendsetting, B. You was a trendsetter.
I had no idea, Jack, and I had my wristband right here, and people would ask, why you wearing your wristband right there? I said, well, most of the times I would wear it there just to kind of wipe my face off from sweat. Yeah. I said it wasn't like I was trying to make trying to be stylish or nothing. It was just something to wipe my sweat. But the biker shorts, I was like, man, these shorts are too damn small. I need something to cover my legs.
Little did you know, motherfuckers during that era starting to wear the biker shorts with no shorts on top.
Who did that?
A lot of come on, man.
Oh yeah.
Everyone was wearing. Remember they had the stripe down the side, and there was no shorts on top. Like the biker shorts was in like the mid. I remember when I was little, like mid to late '80s, like motherfuckers were just wearing biker shorts, no shorts over the top.
That's crazy.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, they say there's two things that never lie: numbers and biker shorts. So you wear it?
Yeah. Ooh, biker shorts.
I saw a lady the other day with
huh?
biker shorts. I said, baby, you should not have these on. But okay, you do your
thing. Like Mike F said, I see a lot of y'all walking around here with bodysuits on, looking like wrestlers. Looking like wrestlers.
Shouldn't have them on. Some of y'all shouldn't have them on now.
Bodysuit on and ain't got no body.
Coop told us yesterday about Magic's leadership. Ultimate leader, but like your pregame rituals with the music and kind of quizzing guys on what their habits are. Add to that, like what was that environment like with him, and if anyone else had a prominent voice as well as far as leadership and kind of just steering the ship of those teams?
Yeah, it was crazy. Our team was so cool because we knew Magic was the leader. Captain Kareem, he was the captain. But we knew Magic was our leader. But we had, Coop was kind of our emotional leader.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Coop was our guy that, just kind of jumped around and just tried to, get everybody going. And the great thing about Magic being a leader, Magic had no problem with everybody jumping on him when he messed up. Yeah. I think that's how you are a great leader.
True sign of a leader,
that hey, you accept responsibility as well. You're not one of these leaders that's sitting there saying, you know, or he messed up. But when somebody try to tell you you messed up, you looking at them like they're crazy. You know, he never had that type of problem. So we would always, and we were the Three Musketeers, me, him, and Coop. You know, so I would be the one normally would jump on Buck. Buck, come on, goddamn it, let's go. You right, B, you right, come on. You know, I mean, that was we held each other accountable, but we also pumped each other up, man.
Yeah.
You know, we wasn't a group of guys that talked shit to other teams when we played. We just played. We talked shit to each other, you know, to get us going against other teams. Vernon Maxwell, who I love, that's my dude, right? Mad Max, he was guard Magic in Houston. He was like, I don't need no damn help. I got his ass, you know. So we was like, okay. So we get to the third quarter, and Magic doing what he doing. He just, you know, getting everybody involved. And now we want to post him up against Max going into the fourth quarter. And we start posting him up. You know, we talking shit to Max. I say, hey, Buck, he got your ass. Oh, okay, B, okay. Just throwing it to him in the post. He starts scoring, right? Max, hey, man, y'all need to come down there and help.
Yeah. That 6'9" kicked in.
That 6'9" started, you know, the first time Magic turned around, no, but you said you don't need no help, right?
Yeah.
And that was just our team, you know, so we just kept pumping him up. He's like, he can guard you, Buck. He said, so, I mean, we just really had a group of guys, and if Cap said something, it was like E.F. Hutton.
It was law.
Man, if he said, let's go get their ass, man, we was like, Cap ready. So we just kind of kept each other accountable. But our leadership, you know, the main guy was Magic, and he was such a great leader because he was, you know, he was a guy that was tough on you, but he also showed you nothing but love.
Yeah.
You know, he wanted you to do well.
And I also heard him say one time in one of his speeches, like he knew, like you can't talk to everybody the same way. Yeah. He knew how to talk and push buttons with everybody on the team.
Yeah. He was, like I said, he was a coach on the floor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He knew all of us. You know, if we went 4 or 5 times down the floor, he would be like, oh no, I got to get beat the ball this time.
Yeah.
You know, we've been hitting James, we've been hitting Cap. And he was one of those guys that, like, I get mine, you know, when I Magic could have averaged 30, easy. He could have averaged 30. But he knew that wasn't best thing for our team.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, so he knew, like you said, he knew the pulse of everybody on our team.
This episode is brought to you by Boost Mobile.
Boost Mobile is now a legit nationwide 5G network. I know we stay joking, but let me take a second to put on my serious voice. Because this isn't a joking matter. Me personally, I would never joke about a 5G network that has invested billions in building 5G towers across the country.
Me neither.
Not even once.
Me neither.
Feel me?
Boost Mobile is now a legit nationwide 5G network and also provides coverage across 99% of America. Seriously. Visit boostmobile.com or your nearest Boost Mobile store for more information.
The Boost Mobile network together with our roaming partners covers 99% of the U.S. population. 5G speeds not available in all areas.
What are some of the difficulties? Because we've seen it, I don't know about your era, but I've seen it in my era. Guys that come to LA and can't necessarily handle the pressure of the lights in LA. And people talk like that, hey, that's a myth. It's real.
No, it's real.
What is it? What is that?
It's the LA lifestyle. You know, you come here and you got money, you on the Lakers, so you got everybody tugging at you. You know, women, dudes are tugging at you for business deals and this and that and the other. It is not a myth. It's a lifestyle. It's something that happens here in LA a lot. We used to love for teams to come here and have to, you know, play us on a Friday, and they got here Wednesday. Because we know they're going to be partying Thursday.
No chance.
So we know when they come to the game, y'all legs is gone, dog. And then we going to get up and down the floor. So, yeah, it's just, and you know this, Matt and Jack, it's a mindset. When you come to L.A., if you've never been to L.A. for extended period of time, and you a guy from the country, and all of a sudden these women are in the lobby, dog. It's hard to resist. And Magic, he was sending women.
That's what I heard. That was my next
Magic was
question.
sending women to the damn hotel.
The women's in the lobby and being sent to the hotel, like that wasn't a joke, right?
No. Yeah. Dominique Wiggins, he's like, oh, hey, Dominique, I got a couple friends. They're going to come holler at you.
He told us about that,
he
actually.
He was sending women to their star players, right? So, y'all, man, it wasn't, hey, this how we rolled in L.A. back in the day.
What a time. What a time, right? No cell phone cameras again.
Nothing.
Just
send them.
You had to be there.
You had to be there. Live in Memorex, baby. It's straight up like that.
Just send them.
Why do you feel got a chance to play with Cap, and I think also he's another person that gets overlooked in the hierarchy of the game. Why do you think no one else has been able to develop or mimic? Because this is a mimic and copycat league.
Right.
You know, we saw Kobe emulate Mike to a T.
To a T.
Why no one ever tried to emulate arguably the most unstoppable shot ever created?
You know what I heard, Matt, is that it wasn't a cool shot. It didn't look cool.
Okay.
I said it didn't look cool. Scored 38,000 points with that damn shot.
I know.
Why does it have to look cool?
Right.
And nobody could stop it. He either missed or made. It wasn't,
Nothing you could do about it.
Yeah, it wasn't like you could block it and all that. I mean, I think in all the years that I played with him, all the years that I watched him play before I got to the league, I saw one person block it, maybe two, and I think Ralph Sampson was one, but it was weak side. It wasn't the guy on the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on one sec. Hey, who's upstairs? Oh, the wind. Oh, okay. I thought we had some push-ups. Go ahead, my bad, B.
So I only saw one guy block it, and that was from the weak side, but you couldn't do nothing with that shot. So for guys not to even try that shot, it's amazing to me. You know, because I had a guy at practice, and again, I'm my first year coaching. I'm 36, 37, 38, probably my third year, Jack. You probably was gone. We had a 7-foot African kid in Jersey that we trying to do it, trying to bring him in and develop him.
So,
you know what I'm talking about. I can't remember his name, though.
Somali Samaki?
Yeah.
That was our guy. I remember. I remember
so he was like, I block any shot. I was like, I said, I tell you what, I'm 6'4". You can't block my sky hook. And I shot this shot about 10 times in practice on it. He couldn't block it.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm 6'4".
Right, imagine being 7.
That's why I don't understand why it was a shot that wasn't duplicated, like you said, over the years. But from what I heard, guys were like, it's not a cool shot.
It's a young kid that's coming up in the G League.
Yeah, guard.
And he played for the OKC a little bit too. He plays it. He shoots it every game and is effective. Like
Is that right?
the short guy, but he got a little running hook. But that's his go-to.
Yeah.
Jack, you can't block it.
Can't do nothing with it.
It's effective too, bro.
Yeah, you can't block
You got to
it.
think you get your arm bar out and throw it over the top. You can't
So just imagine being 7 foot and having that.
Right.
We
Cap
seen
was 7'2" and athletic.
Women need to get that.
You couldn't block it.
Women need to get that.
I knew a dude in the hood named Hookshot Mike who was shooting hookshot threes.
Hookshot Mike?
That's why his name was Hookshot Mike.
Hookshot Mike. Fresno, hookshot. And he had a Jerry curl.
And you couldn't block it.
He had a Jerry curl. Go back real quick, Dylan. There was something else I wanted to. Obviously, we lost a legend in the game, and Jerry West, rest in peace. Coop told us yesterday you were one of Jerry's kids with him. Speak to his influence on the game and his knowledge of the game and
Coop
what kind of
was really
person
emotional
he was.
speaking about it too.
Yeah, Jerry was the best general manager, the best assessment of talent that I've ever seen. And Jerry and I had multiple conversations about basketball. I always call Jerry my basketball dad because every decision I made when it came to coaching, I called Jerry. And Logo would call me right back, and I would tell him I just got an offer to coach this team. Jersey was the first, and he got me the assistant coaching job at Sacramento.
Okay.
He called Jeff Petrie and Rick Adelman. He said, I heard you guys looking for a coach. Byron Scott, I think would be a really good assistant coach for you guys. He wanted to get me with Phil Jackson on the bench with the Lakers. And Phil was like, I got my own crew. So Jerry was like, I want you to come in and be a assistant GM. I said, I'm not a suit guy. I got to be on that floor, So he made the call to Sacramento. I got that job. And then when I got offered the New Jersey job, I called Jerry. I said, Logo, what do you think about the Jersey? And
You called him Logo?
yeah.
That's dope.
That's hard.
I said, what do you think about New Jersey? And I ran down the players. We talked for like an hour and a half. He said, I think that'd be a good job. I think you could help them. And the same thing with New Orleans, Cleveland. I called him about every job I ever got. So you're talking about somebody that was very instrumental in my development as a basketball player and as a man. I saw how he treated other players with nothing but respect, but he had no fear with anybody. He came in the locker room one game after we played somebody. We played and we won the game, but Magic didn't play well, and which is a rarity, when he don't play, well. And Jerry said, "You played like shit. What's going on with you?" And Magic just kind of looked, and just kind of walked away. But he didn't, Jerry West, he's a Logo. He didn't care. So you talking about somebody though that he brought Coop. He made the trade for me. He made the trade for Cap. He got, Magic. I mean, everybody. he brought that team together. So we're unfortunately, for us, we lost an icon. Still, I think the only person inducted into the Hall of Fame as a player, a GM, and he's had like two or three times he's been inducted.
Crazy.
And he's the only one ever. So he was something special, man.
You came into the league '84, the same year David Stern came in as a commissioner. Yeah. Around that time, James Worthy said the league was too black and too drug infested. Can you talk about that? When you came in the league, how was it?
Yeah, it was crazy back then because cocaine was running rapid. In the NBA back in those days.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, it's a hell of a drug. It's right. And obviously, because it ruined a whole lot of brothers' lives, man. And it just goes to show you get money. Sometimes that money is the worst drug.
Yeah.
Because some guys they misuse it. You know what I'm saying? So it was running rapid. I don't think the black part, because the players that we had was just brothers that can just ball.
Yeah.
What David Stern did come and do is he brought he solidified the league as far as a brand.
Yeah.
He made it marketable. Because I know when he got to the league, there was 4 teams making money. 5 years later, and then obviously I still give Magic and Bird all the due respect because when they came into the league took off. It was watchable again. The games wasn't tape delayed. I don't even know if y'all remember because I remember in college I'm watching tape delay games.
The championship.
Yeah, championship games, not regular season.
Right.
I mean, I'm watching games in my dorm at 11 o'clock at night of the finals. When those two guys got to the NBA, it changed the whole complexity of the league. Every team started making money. And David, as tough as he was as a commissioner, he was still fair. And he wanted the play. He wanted it for the players to do well. So I love that. I love that about David Stern, that he was all about the league and the players as well.
He found a way to market individuals the right way within a team sport without making any division. Like he knew he had to get some stars, and as you said, as pushing pushing Larry and Magic, and then along came
MJ.
Michael, understanding that hey, this is a team sport 1,000%, but we can shine a light on stars within that concept, and that was a concept that I don't even think a lot of leagues still have or understand.
No, he was ahead of his time. David understood the value of marketing certain guys because it's going to bring attention to not only those guys and to the league, but to the teams as well. And I think you got to take your hat off to him because he was a visionary as well. He thought about overseas, bringing the game, making the game global. He did an unbelievable job of getting this league to where it is today. And Adam Silver, who I love, I think is taking it. He's going to take it to the next level. He was a perfect guy, but it put in a bad situation when he took over.
Right off the rip. I was on that Clipper team. He had to fire old boy and get him out the league. But I also think, with all due respect, because I think he's done a great job, I think he also has a problem on his hands. Like, how do you clean this game? How do you get this game enjoyable again and make it the game that the world loves?
Absolutely. It's no doubt about it that he has a problem on his hands. He has his work cut out. Because like I said, when you get viewership down this much, there's a serious issue that you got to deal with. And it starts with the players. So we got to figure out a way to get this game back to where the viewers love watching it again. Because right now it's not attractive.
It's not edge of the seat basketball.
No, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? It's not edge of the seat basketball.
I mean, we as players, ex-players, how many games do you go to, Jack? How many games you go to?
I don't really go to games, but I used to consistently watch games. I've probably watched 40 games, 35. I've watched 2 games this year.
Jack? I've gone to 2 games, and I'll probably go to 8 to 10 more because number one, my wife likes going to the games. So I'll go to the games, but I do not watch an NBA game until the playoffs.
I watch college women's basketball. That's all I watch.
I will watch that because they play the right way. You know what I'm saying? They play the right way. So the NBA got a major problem on their hands as far as that's concerned. And most of the time, I won't watch the playoffs until it gets to the conference finals and the finals.
Yeah, that's when it gets interesting.
So that's when it gets interesting. So they got a major problem. Adam is the guy who I feel
I agree.
is in the right seat and the right guy to take it over and get it back on track. But it's going to take some time.
Agreed.
Battling MJ, what was that like? You told a story before about say B. I'm gonna give you 50 tonight. Was it just like that?
It was close to that, but I wasn't. Look. He was coming off a bus, and I had hurt my ankle 2 games prior or something, and he gets off the bus and he says, "B, what's up?" I said, "What's up, MJ?" He said, "I heard you ain't playing tonight." I said, "Nah." He said, "What's wrong?" I said, "My ankle." He said, "Damn, who gonna guard me?" I said, "Anthony Peeler." He said, "That rookie, 50." This was exactly 50. I said, "You gonna give him 50?" He said, "I was gonna give you 50, but now it's him."
I'm gonna pass it down.
He said, "I'm gonna give him 50 then." I was like, "Damn." So I come to the arena and I said, "Anthony, let me just give you some advice on playing MJ." I said, "First of all, don't be all physical like you always trying to be and rough with a guy because he gonna take that shit personal." I said, "Give him space, make him shoot jump shots all night, and challenge it." I said, "And if they go in, that's the bottom line. But if you get up on him, now he getting to the bucket, he getting to the free throw line." I said, "He already said he getting 50. Yeah, I got him, B." I said, "Oh, okay." So every time MJ scored, he looked over at the bench at me because I was just sitting there like this. Right? He had 54. And missed the wide open dunk. Had a breakaway dunk. Bam, hit the back.
That was when the went all the way back to half court. Yeah, I remember that game.
54, and he did it like what nothing. Looked at me every time I said.
Nasty.
The dude was a man playing against boys damn near. I mean, he was one of those guys, I didn't fear anybody, but when I played against him, I said, I ain't pissing him off. You know what I mean, Jay?
That's how I was with Kobe.
Yeah, that's the only guy I would look at and say, I ain't gonna piss him off. He hit a shot, it'd be a good shot. Good shot, MJ. I said, I ain't pissing him off because I've seen him go for 40, 50 like it ain't nothing because the guys, being aggressive or trying to be overly physical with him. I said, I ain't pissing him off. Everybody else, I don't give a shit. But him, Black Jesus, I ain't messing with him like that.
Who else was problems during that era in the 2-guard spot that we might not think about? I mean, obviously Dominique was tough.
Yeah.
But who else at that time?
A name that a lot of people don't remember probably, but Rolando
Blackman.
Rolando Blackman. I played against Rolando my sophomore year when Arizona State, we went to Kansas to play Kansas State, right? And this All-American guard, my coach was like, you're gonna get a taste of a real 2-guard that's an All-American, and we're gonna see how you handle this. That dude ate me up, dog. I was like, damn. So when I get to the Lakers, I get to play against him when he was in Dallas. I already had mad respect because I saw him play and played against him, but now I've seen him in the NBA, over the next couple of years. Rolando Blackman would get buckets. He had game, and he was a good dude. Very competitive, but he was tough, man.
If I'm not mistaken, he was married to Jenny Jones, the talk show host for a while. Y'all remember Jenny Jones?
Is that right?
I
remember
so.
Jenny Jones. I didn't
remember
know
the show.
Yeah,
I think so.
that.
If I'm not mistaken.
All I know is he was a problem on that basketball court.
Lucky.
He was a problem.
Yeah. You were critical about J.J. Redick, and when I read it, I understand what you meant about it. I don't think it was critical, but you said J.J. has no coaching experience whatsoever, which at the time he didn't.
Right.
And it's hard jumping in that seat for a first time as a head coach. I agree with what you said. I know what you meant by that, especially being black. J.J. ain't black, so it's a tough job, and you're really even tougher for guys who have never had any coaching experience. The reason why I understood that is because I've seen so many black coaches get put in shit situations and expect to save teams, and they get fired.
Yeah.
But I've seen white coaches be in that same position, be on shit teams and lose and still keep their job, and they're allowed to go through that phase where they're learning to become a great coach, and they can stay keeping their jobs. Blacks don't have that experience. So when you said that about JJ, I understand what you meant, because he going into the Lakers, that's a big job right there, one of the biggest jobs to have.
Absolutely.
Then you go in there the first time, you never had no coaching experience. So
Absolutely.
you have to be worried about JJ at some point, if you, especially like guys, because that's our homeboy. So I was worried for him too, because even though he has a basketball IQ, you've never coached.
Right.
And every time I talk to somebody about coaching that's played with us, that's older than us, man, coaching is a hard-ass job. It takes a lot of time.
It's
so
tough.
I understood that, but can you talk about what you was thinking when you said that?
Pretty much just what you said. I've been in that seat.
First
numerous
of all, that's
times.
the hottest seat in sports.
Hottest
the
seat in
Laker
sport.
coach.
I've been in that seat numerous of times. And like you said, I've been in that seat where I've been put in situations where I know I got a team that ain't got crap.
Yeah.
And they expect you to make something happen without the talent. And they don't give you that time to do it, to develop it, right? I've been in that situation a few times, right? So what I'm saying about JJ is that, listen, You have no coach. At least I went to Sacramento for 2 years as assistant coach.
Yeah.
Right. You have no coaching experience whatsoever. You're sitting in the hottest seat in the NBA because that's the Lakers.
Yep.
Right? The hottest seat in the NBA. So this ain't gonna be a bed of roses. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard, and he's gonna learn on the way. But what I also said was that good thing he got Nate McMillan, Scotty Brooks, some assistant coaches who have
Been through the
that
fire.
head coach
Experience. Yeah.
So now the biggest thing with him is now you got to listen to those guys. You know, give them that respect of being there and doing that. And, you know, we all have our own philosophies on how the game should be played and how we want to utilize certain players. But you have to also be able to, when you're in that seat, you have to be able to make adjustments on the fly sometimes. You know, sometimes that shit ain't gonna be going like you wrote it down on the board.
Yeah.
You know, and when it don't go that way, that's when it really finds out if you can coach or not. Because if you can't make those adjustments right away,
Game. Yeah.
you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're in trouble. But like you said, I wasn't being negative towards JJ or anything like that. I'm just saying, I'm just stating the obvious,
truth.
which is the fact that he had no coaching experience. But like I said, when he got the job, well, the good thing is he got some guys who have experience. Now, if he listens to those guys, then he'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Normally, truth sounds like hate to people who hate the truth.
Look, now, I done been there, done that.
Yeah.
I done had
Ain't
a
no reason.
great life.
Yeah, ain't no reason.
I
to
don't hate on nobody, dog.
Don't
You know what
need
I'm
to.
saying? I'm at that age right now where I'm like, look, I'm
at peace.
I'm at peace with myself. I'm
But
at
you still
peace
gonna
with.
speak your mind.
I'm golfing.
Yeah,
I'm
but
nice
I am.
at golf.
You know what I'm saying, Jay? But I'm gonna speak. Yeah, I play golf 2-3 times a week,
Yeah.
having a good time. I'm gonna speak my mind because that's all I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
But I'm not. Putting down nobody or anything like that because the guy got a job and all that. And I'm like, look, bro, do what you do. I wish you all the
Good luck,
best.
right?
But
'Cause
you
I've
know
been
how
there,
hard it
done
was
that.
for you.
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
Before we get you out of here, you had young Kobe as a teammate.
Yeah.
And Kobe at the end. Yeah. Talk to us about that journey as a mentor, brother to him early on, and then catching him at the end of his career as his coach.
You know what, Matt? I had the pleasure of seeing the maturation of Kobe Bryant.
Look
from
at
a
this video right here. Look,
17-year-old.
when you
How
see
that
it.
make you feel when you see that, man?
That you know.
You know, but this kid right here, mark my words. Now, and I said this earlier in the season, is going to be unbelievable. I mean, and I'm not saying that because he's here. I see him every day in practice.
I'm
I
slime a couple $100.
I see him every day in practice. I see how this kid works. I see how he, after practice, how he's still in the gym before practice. I know he goes to Pacific Palisades and shoot in their gym after school. He is just a tremendous talent. One of the things I want to ask Kobe before we even take off and do the thing that we're going to do is, has it been everything that you thought it was going to be?
Then some. And then some. I mean, I really look forward to the challenge of playing against the best basketball players in the world. That's something I really look forward to. I knew that night in and night out, players were going to attack me. You know, I was really looking forward to that challenge, offensively and defensively.
Right.
So it's been everything's made up to me.
It hurts me and it makes me happy in the same way, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember that like it was yesterday. And I was doing this special type of thing for ESPN Entertainment. And Andy Thompson, y'all know Andy, Michael Thompson's brother. He wanted to have a day with me of going around with Kobe and Shaq and then D-Fish and just spend the day just talking about basketball and life in general, right? So this was one of those days where we're just done with practice. I'm all mic'd up. And I said, Showboat, that's what our nickname was for him at that time. Showboat, come here, man. I said, this is my main man. Because we would sit on the bench together. We would sit on the bus together. And the thing that was so different about him at 18, that he would be sitting there asking you every damn question about basketball. How was it guarding this guy? How was it guarding this guy? And we would just talk basketball, right? And so after like a month and a half or so of practicing and everything, and he would go hard in practice. He would be there 2 hours before practice shooting. I came in the gym and I would be going there early. I got to get my treatment. I'm 36 years old. I got to get my treatment, get loosened up and get warmed up, get ready for practice. He out there shooting and they ain't even got the lights on at the Forum. I was like, Gary, tell the motherfuckers to put the lights on. If he gonna be out there, tell him to put the lights on. So that they start putting the lights on, right? But sitting with him and being with him his rookie year and watching how much he wanted it. You know, and even in that conversation there, I sat down with him. I said, you know, what do you want to accomplish in this league? He said, I want to be one of the greatest ever. And he didn't. It wasn't like he said it and he didn't believe it. Or he was just saying it for the cameras. He was dead serious. You know, and I looked at him. I was like, oh, you will be, because I'm seeing him every day. I said, you will be.
Work.
Yeah, I see your work ethic. You got the talent. Now all you need is experience. You know, knowing when to take a game over, knowing when to, you know, defer to somebody else, you know, which he never was going to do anyway. Kobe's like, I ain't deferring to nobody.
Shit.
You know, but that was him.
Waiting.
You know, that was him. He had a inner confidence about himself that there was nothing he couldn't do on that basketball court. And you had to love that. And then having him the last 2 years, I've told a lot of people this. It was my last 2 years of coaching, and it was 2 of my most fun years.
Wow. And the team wasn't
And
that
we were
good.
terrible.
Yeah.
We were terrible. We had, you know, Jordan Clarkson, who was young, you know, Julius Randle, who was young, but I knew they were going to be good, but they were young, you know. And then we had a bunch of other vets that they didn't give a shit no more, you know. And so my job, as I told Cole, I said, look, my job really, because we ain't going to win a lot of games, my job really is to get you to game 82 in your 20th season relatively healthy so you can go out the way you want to go out.
Yeah.
I said, so I'm going to cut your minutes. I'm going to tell you what days that you don't need to even be here for practice. I'm going to tell you there's some games that I just need you to show up at the arena. I don't need you for shoot around. What I'm going to do is shoot around with you. You know what I'm saying? You done went through everything as far as coverages. What you need to be here. Just come to the game, look at the board, how we guarding certain things, and we go from there. So it was the last 2 years of us reconnecting too, you know. And we had so much fun just reconnecting, talking to each other. He would call me at 5, 6 in the morning, and I said, don't do that. I said, I'm just getting up at 6. You calling me at 5, you fucking up my sleep. Dog. Let me get that last hour in, because I'm going to be up all night, you know, doing this and this. And so we would talk at 6 in the morning, you know, about what we're going to do at practice that day, or about how we getting ready for this game, or about, and it was just great that we reconnected. And he was the first person that I told, besides my son and a couple other family members, that my mom had passed. He was the first person I told, because we were in the locker room together. And I was like, I don't even know why I'm here. I just lost my mom, but I know my mom. She would want me to be here. And Kobe came in and gave me a big hug and everything. Then I had to go out and, you know, deal with the media. And they had found out, and I said, don't ask me no questions about, you want to talk basketball, let's talk basketball. Anybody ask me questions about my personal life, this interview's over. Of course, the media. So what do you, I'm out, you know. But it was 2 of the best years for me as a coach to spend with him, you know, in his last 2 years. And that reconnection that we had was even better than I thought it would be.
60, last game. Who goes out with 60 his last game?
Kobe.
Hey, man. Yeah, Kobe. And if you remember how that game started, he was like 0 for 5.
Yeah.
He couldn't throw it in the ocean. And I'm standing there going, this is not the way I want this to end for him. You know, he gets fouled, hits a couple of free throws.
Basket gets bigger.
Basket gets big as the ocean, you know. And I remember the last quarter, because even at halftime we came in, I said, he ain't coming out. I said, I gave him 6 minutes of rest first half. I said, but this second half, I ain't taking him out. I said, he's going to have to play the rest of this game, right? And 5, 6 minutes left in the game, I said, you know, KB, you got 5, 6 more minutes left in that body? And, man, you talking about the dude that was tired? He was like, yeah. And you know him, his will,
mental.
He was gonna, yeah.
his mental capacity to understand that the moment this is it was something I'll never forget.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Quick hitters. First thing to come to mind, let us know.
Craziest image you could share from the Forum Club.
And we didn't ask you no foreign questions because Coop said you were married at that time.
Oh,
so we didn't want to do, but you got to give us something though.
The craziest image that I remember from the Forum Club, well, they had a bathroom up there and somebody was bent over in there, and I'm gonna just leave. That was like the craziest. Oh, my bad. So I'm gonna leave that one at that.
Sound like
I'm
my
go away
type
from
of
that
forum.
The Forum Club.
We had something like it, but it wasn't to that extent.
What?
In Golden State.
Down below?
In Golden State,
We
yeah.
wasn't fucking down there though.
No, I'm saying it wasn't to that extent.
Something like it.
Yeah, we
Oh,
was
man.
drunk.
Well, they were fucking down there. That's all.
They was fucking up there.
Yeah, it was a lot of.
We wasn't doing that.
There was a lot of pootie tang going on down there.
Yeah, we wasn't doing that.
Dang.
We wasn't doing that.
Yeah, shoot.
Byron Scott's Laker all-time starting five.
Oh, this gonna be good.
Ooh, Magic Johnson.
Yep.
Kobe Bryant.
Yep.
Ooh, God.
Somebody, you got to leave somebody
I
out.
know, Kareem and Wilt and Shaq. Oh, my God. I got to go with Cap, though. I'm going to go with Cap. I'm going to say James Worthy and Elgin Baylor.
Ooh.
I'm gonna put James. I'm gonna put James at the power forward. I'm gonna bring Elgin at the small forward.
Who's your sixth man?
Jerry West.
Yeah. Logo.
Not yet. No,
I said that
no,
too, bro.
Yeah, no.
Nah,
no.
I don't think
Coop
so.
being nice. He you know, he
Coop
got
being
one
nice,
championship. He's been there, 4 years?
Nah, this year seven.
7. He got to be there. Well, if he can get to 10, if he can get to 10 years, then I would say, and he can get another ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I would say he deserves a statue.
I respect
right
that.
now, no.
You got to be at least 10 years
Yeah,
in,
I mean,
bro.
Laker standards are different, man. You can't look at the statues that they have right now.
Yes.
Everybody's been there 10 plus
With
years,
multiple-
easy.
yes,
yeah,
multiple
with
chips.
multiple championships
In that uniform.
In that uniform, in the
Yeah.
purple and gold. I don't give a shit what you did in maroon and gold and
Yeah.
white and blue and all that. It don't matter. What did you do when you were with purple and gold? If you got 2 or 3 rings, okay, now we talk. If you've been in the league 10 or plus, now we talking. But not the league, the Lakers.
Lakers,
you know?
10
I mean,
years,
we made it known to Maurice Lucas. God bless him, rest his soul. We had him from Phoenix. And at that time, we flying, you know, American Airlines, Delta, whatever was available, right? And they had 8 first-class seats. He was like, I've been in this league 12 years, but you ain't been with the Lakers, dog.
Go sit your ass in the back.
And that's how we told him that. This your first year with the Lakers, dog. So me, Cool, Magic, Kareem, Jay,
Yeah.
we get the first class
Yeah,
seats, dog.
yeah.
Sit your ass in the back. When you get 10 years, or you you've been 10 years in the league, and he was pissed.
Yeah,
and we was like,
tough.
it's cool to be
It is
pissed,
what it is.
but you ain't been with the Lakers
10 years.
12 years in this
Yeah.
league.
Yeah,
shit.
So that's how we roll. So
We done
and-
three-peated over here, boy.
yeah, so, 7 years, he's done great. I mean, obviously he's one of the greatest ever. There's no doubt about that.
No doubt
but
about that.
Yeah.
when you come to Laker standards,
Different.
you got to be here 3 more years and get another chip
Yeah.
to have a statue.
I agree. Childhood crush.
What was that?
Who was your childhood crush?
Childhood crush. Wow, Pam Grier back in the day. Pam Grier.
Ooh, wee,
Sheba, baby.
Man, that was my childhood
Oh,
crush, and then it really crushed me when I saw Cap with her. I said, I'd be damned. Kareem was like, oh yeah, that's my girl. I was like,
Cap
oh
snatched
damn.
up.
So yeah, Pam Grier was my
Yeah, she
childhood
was
crush,
bomb.
dog.
Mr. Brown.
One album with no skips
One album with no skips
or record.
with no skips. See, that's a tough one. See, I'm such a huge Isley Brother man. I'm an Isley Brother
That's all
fan,
Cool was
man.
talking about. Frankie Beverly Mays, Isley Brothers. That's
Isley
all
Brothers,
y'all were listening
Frankie
to.
Beverly. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm good. I'm gonna just go Isley Brothers.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure? Besides golf, no. Guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasures. Apple pie a la mode for me.
Apple pie a la mode.
That's my. I can't
That's a
do
good
it
one.
often, but that's my guilty pleasure.
That's a
man.
good one. If you could see one guest on our show, who would it be?
But
You have to help us get your answer on the show.
One guest on your show, who would it be? Because I love y'all guests. I saw the Magic Man on here. I see, shit. You know who it would be?
Big
Larry
Game
Bird.
James was a good one too.
Yeah, I know Big Game, but Larry Bird.
Yes, sir. We trying to. I'm
would
in
love to
contact
see-
with him.
I would love to see Larry Bird on here, man.
yes, because he don't talk.
No,
You don't talk.
Just talk to us one time, LB. That's
Yeah,
it.
Larry Bird would be great. I don't know if he does podcasts and everything, but I would love to see Larry.
I made the
on here.
connection.
Good.
He said he's going to come on the show. He wasn't ready when we wanted to do it in around All-Star time last time, but he said he's definitely going to do it. So I'm excited. I
love to
can't
see
wait.
that.
Matter of fact, I'm going to give him a
I
call
love-
today.
I'd love to see that.
Well, Byron, man, we appreciate you. Again, I grew
Yes,
up being
sir.
a huge fan and getting to know you over the years as a coach. And, man, it's been dope getting to play golf with you, man. So keep being great. Keep, man, Just keep being you.
I will.
Appreciate it. Like I said, I got to come see wifey, get my skin together. So tell her we on the way.
Yeah. I will tell her. And also, I'm gonna bring something for y'all. No, I'm gonna get some. You got to tell me where to send it because I got a cannabis company in New Jersey.
Oh yeah, we'll send you mine.
Oh, wait.
So I want to send y'all some.
Real quick, too, before your show and where they can find it. You got a show now, so talk about your show.
Oh, my show, Byron Scott's Fast Break. That's my podcast. I got to get y'all on there, too,
Yeah.
man. Y'all got to come help me out.
Yeah.
Bring it. Been on for 3 months, and you can get in streaming on YouTube and everything. But Byron Scott's Fast Break, and it's been a lot of fun doing that. And like I said, I love watching y'all show, though.
Yeah.
And
shout out to his son, too. I was basically raised with his son.
Thomas.
We was the same age when I was a youngster coming to the league,
That's
and me and
right,
him grew up together. Now we still doing business together with the big three. So shout out to his son, that's my boy.
Thomas Scott, my boy.
B, we got a gift for you, man. We got our little coffee table book and some knickknacks and patty wax and some merch. So
Yeah.
here you go, my
Well,
brother.
thank you, brother. I appreciate y'all.
But shout out to our partner, DraftKings. The crown is yours. That's a wrap, man. Byron Scott, you can catch us on the DraftKings Network and All the Smoke Productions YouTube. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.